And listen, if you get a pick six in a season, it's been a big year, let alone back-to-back weeks. Tell you this, I wouldn't play cards against this guy in the locker room.
Lutz will look to add the extra point. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And he'll very wisely take a knee here as they'll bring this one out to the 25 on the touchback.
Well, the road ahead a little bit more difficult now after that pick six. So dealing with his deficit here, we'll see if he can try to make amends on this drive. 1st and 10. Pick six last drive. Here's Fields again.
And his throw is incomplete.
And he's missed now in his first 4 passing attempts. The rhythm is just not there to begin this ball game.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Back to throw. Fields. This one swung out to Williams.
And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36.
3rd and 2, right? So this is a situation where low man has got to win at the line of scrimmage. But it's not just the low man winning. It's the low man who's winning with some force. And they had that to pick up the first down.
Barely picking it up, but they did.
They stick to the ground game on 1st down. It's Williams.
And space tough to come by there as he'll get maybe a yard to the 37.
The numbers for Williams a week ago. 15 carries, 82 yards.
And their success running the ball in the previous game has to give them a lot of confidence, but they also understand going against a top 5 rush defense means you have to have a lot of offense in your game plan. Misdirection, counters, power game, maybe even some quarterback run to take the heat off of the running back.
And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45.
Well, this defense for the Ravens, they were very strong last week in that win over Cleveland.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and try to attack them this week, because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, what do you do now when you go into a game? Do you decide you can't throw the ball? Do you try and run it more? Or do you tell your quarterback, make sure you see your guys open before you deliver?
On 3rd down, here's Williams. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on 4th.
Yes, it's the first half, but we'll see if that stuff there on 3rd and 1 comes back to haunt him.
I hope you don't mind, but it's not going to stop me from putting a check mark next to this play. Let's look back as this game progresses and see if this is one of the key plays in the game, even though it occurred early.
And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. The Ravens heading out on offense as we look at the playoff picture in the AFC. And for them, it's no longer a question of will they make the playoffs. They've clinched the division title. The question, can they hold on to that #1 seed?
And this is where the mental fortitude comes to play, doesn't it? Because now you're not just the coach talking about it, his team talking about it to each other, supporting each other, carrying each other along, because having that #1 seed means everything in the NFL.
It does. So even though the division title's clinched, shouldn't take the foot off the gas.
No, not at all. Play it all the way through, and I think we've seen that in recent years in the NFL. The teams that play and play to win each and every game, they're the ones to deal with in the playoffs.
From up near the 40 now after the big play to start. Here's another 1st and 10. On the counter, here's Kamara. And some room to maneuver. And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47. A 14-yard gain there as they look to improve this 14-point lead. A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete. The partner of this offense 12-0 now on the year following their latest victory. And during the week, a lot of folks making comparisons between this squad and the 1985 Bears. You know, they too were 12-0 at this juncture of the season before losing on a Monday night 38-24 to the Dolphins at the Orange Bowl way back on December 2nd of '85. But then they never lose again en route to winning Super Bowl 20.
And when you look back on it, partner, didn't it almost feel like a setup game? Because they were playing the Dolphins, and the Dolphins were protecting their franchise's undefeated season of 1972, that team. And you know what that team does. They love to celebrate the fact that they still are the only one to get through an entire NFL season that way. That was Dan Marino's 3rd year, playing under the great Don Shula, and they were motivated to keep that franchise's record intact.
And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. The end result, 21 yards.
Run the stick.
He'll get that out wide to Waddle. Down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line. 2nd and 4. They can still get a 1st down without scoring.
Willis.
And it's caught.
And the Ravens are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
Try to pound it in, Kamara. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore.
Alvin Kamara. That's his 18th rushing touchdown of the year. And the Ravens take a 3-touchdown lead.
What's good on the extra point, and that makes the score 21-0.
Lions nothing. Will Lutz set to kick off.
So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away.
And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25.
Detroit's offense ready to take over. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse if this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because if ever come back from the first down, if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball. Not a great start dropping his first target, but let's face it, it won't be his last chance because he'll get opportunities to make up for that one throughout this game.
On 2nd down, Williams. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd.
A shotgun snap, Fields.
And he's got a man. It's the tight end Howard complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
21-0 our score after 1.
Second quarter action now from Detroit, and it's the homestanding Lions who have the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Here's Fields. Oh, Fields is intercepted for the 3rd time.
Picked up by Denzel Ward.
And the Ravens are going to take over at their own 41.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew's got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They'll start in excellent field position following the INT. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Now a quick throw to Anthony Jefferson. He's got room at the 30. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first. They'll pound it up the middle with Kamara. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them. They did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
Second down, it's Kamara again. And he'll get it down this time to 17. 45 yards rushing for him now, and a couple of touchdown runs to boot. Well executed there on second down, so do you go back to the air on third?
Well, that's a possibility, but now you've opened up things to where you showed that you would run the ball in a long-distance situation. You might come back again because I doubt and believe you'll do it a second time.
That is not going to be any help as they dump him behind the line of scrimmage. Losing 4 yards that time, and now it's fourth down. He handed it off there, but I don't really know if he would have kept it or tried to do anything else if it would have mattered.
Yeah, it's not always a wrong read when a play gets stacked up. Sometimes they're just at the line of scrimmage. There's just too many bodies to maneuver.
And as a result, now they're looking at a fourth down. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. Now Willis on fourth down. Man open, it's Tony. He's got it. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. Some collective exhales over there on the sideline. A big pickup through the air on fourth down to bring up first and goal. Now Willis. To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read a receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent. And that allows you to make a play on it, and oftentimes knock it away.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. A chance to really put this game out of reach. Here's third and goal. Willis on third and goal. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'm guaranteeing he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
Willis, fourth down here. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had the play call on fourth and goal, but it's dropped in the end zone. And the Lions will take over. So a tough pill to swallow there. A would-be touchdown pass in and out of his hands on 4th.
Sometimes it just comes down to execution, doesn't it? Because we're always questioning, should they go for it, should they not? Is it the right play call, is it not? In this situation, everything was right except for the finish. You have to catch the ball and convert.
And he'll manage to break a tackle and get this forward for a couple. It will be 2nd down. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll stay on the ground with Williams. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
The Lions on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. It's caught on the right side, Williams. And they'll get him down up past the 15, just shy of the 20. He'll get a dozen there, and the Lions have a 1st down. It's been a very one-sided game so far. They got to change what they're doing right now, don't they? You can't wait till the halftime speech to make an adjustment.
No, you can't, because if you're doing it right, you're adjusting from series to series, and they need a big...
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Pat Surtain. And he will bring this back. It's a pick 6 and a Raven touchdown. An excellent play there, CD, on the pick 6. And I think were they a nickel? Did they have an extra DB out there?
Yeah, Brandon, I think they were in standard nickel, not the Buffalo, as teams like to call it, meaning 3 safeties for big nickel. They just want to take away the quarterback's throwing lanes, and that's exactly what they did, and came through with a big-time pick 6.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. And Detroit getting set to go now. They're looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them, not necessarily.
And now here's another interception. Picked off by Pat Surtain. And the Ravens are going to take possession of the football. Well, there's 2 sides to this coin. I mean, on one side, 5 interceptions now thrown for him. That's tough. But, man, this defense, they have been ball hawking and impressive. But, Charles, let's flip it back over. If you're coaching a quarterback that's struggling this much at this stage of the game, do you maybe try to get him out?
I would think about it, and I think about it awfully hard. But also, you might want to look into his eyes, see what he has. He might be one of those players that you don't want to affect his confidence by actually pulling him out of the game. So you have to know your player, you have to know the situation.
And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line.
Downfield, offense.
And those linemen, of course, can't be more than a yard downfield when a pass is thrown, and they might have been able to call that on a couple of guys there. Again, this is Kamara. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Rashawn Gary, the man to bring him down.
Brings up 2nd and 15 at the 35-yard line.
On 2nd and 15 now. Willis. He's going to find Jefferson open downfield. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
On 1st down, Willis. Throw right side, going to be caught here by Waddle. And in for the Ravens touchdown. Jalen Waddle, his 19th touchdown now on the season. And the Ravens are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Lutz with the extra point. And the rout is on here in this first half. The drive there only spanning 3 plays.
And it was finished off by a Jalen Waddle touchdown.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line.
Detroit's offense ready to take over.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to...
And my goodness, another interception.
Picked off by Jamin Davis. And the Ravens are going to take possession of the football.
Well, to be frank, CD, this is getting tough to watch. I mean, you feel for him, but 6 interceptions, that's at a whole new level. It's not a good level.
It makes it tougher and tougher to come up with ways to try and support him. But you have to as a team, because you can't just throw your quarterback aside. You're going to need him later on. But it reminds me of a time that a former defense coordinator of mine told me he was in a game where his quarterback threw 7 interceptions. So after the 6-1, one of the defensive players went to the quarterback and said, here's what you do. Throw the ball to the other team, and let's see if our receivers can pick it off and turn it into a completion.
That's just mean. I don't know that I'd go down there and say that to him right now. Probably pretty fragile. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
Check, Panthers. 19 Tiger, 19 Tiger. 18 Pioneer.
From the 35 on second down.
Willis.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
So 3rd down, they need to get to the 28 for a first.
70 Rangers, 70 Rangers.
3rd down, it's Willis.
They're looking for Jefferson, but this is intercepted. Picked off by Grant Delpit.
So the interception there, and Charles, I'd imagine that's something you can maybe live with in December, but not come January.
And I love how you make the distinction there. You're talking about regular season versus the postseason, the playoffs. Because these guys, they've already clinched a playoff spot, but they know, looking ahead, when they get into the postseason, they've got to take better care of the football, because turnovers in that situation, they really become magnified.
Out to the left there and complete to Howard. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set.
Fields on 1st down.
Got his man complete over the middle. That's Williams. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
Throwing again is Fields. And this is taken in by Darnell Mooney.
And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens' 45-yard line.
Here's Fields.
And he finds Howard complete. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
From the 41,
Fields.
And that one will fall incomplete. The clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this first half. 7th play of the drive upcoming here on 3rd and 6.
Now Fields.
And now here is another interception. Picked up by Denzel Ward. There he goes, right side.
And the Ravens are going to take possession of the football.
Well, this is just crazy. He's got 3 interceptions, Charles, and we haven't even departed the first half of this ball game.
I think if you're looking at the stats right now, you're saying, all right, who's the leading receiver? Well, can you flip it around and say that maybe he is and could be for the game the way that things are going right now? I think if it's him, he wants to be on the field at all times.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore.
Justin Jefferson.
As the first half is winding down.
And the Ravens would extend their lead here just before halftime.
Lutz good on the extra point, and it is 42-0.
Ravens 42.
Well, they got the ball in great field position. One play later, boom, end zone.
Will Lutz set to kick off.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
On first down, it's Fields.
That's caught by Howard. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. Next, we head off to check out another game. And they were losers in that one to the visiting Pittsburgh Steelers. James Robinson, well over 100 yards on the ground.
All right, we'll bypass the halftime show in favor of returning to this late season game with the teams coming back from the locker rooms here a bit early.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Ravens ready to receive it, and they've got the lead as well as we resume play in the second half.
On the return, Jalen Waddle from his end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the...
The offense and Alvin Kamara heading back onto the field. And he's closing in on that number that all running backs circled beginning of the year, the number 1,000. Could do it on this drive.
And you have to think to yourself that this moment, getting to this spot, it started in the offseason, right? Not just the run.
And nowhere to run for Willis. He goes down. Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
And this drive was almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on first down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. So good work there on the defensive side for the first drive of the second half.
Yeah, and until their offense can get into rhythm, their defensive players and staff have got to say to themselves, we've got to make it work. We've got to stand in here and make sure nothing else happens until our guys start moving the ball.
They'll send a receiver in motion to the left.
Right there, hurt. Buffalo 18.
Trying for it on fourth down. Here's Willis.
Eluding the pressure right. And they hit him as he throws, as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line. Oh, the lonely punter inside their own 20 figured for sure they were punting this away. They did not, and the move does not pay off.
You think someone put up the stop signal when he started to trot over this line? Nope, no, son. We're going to go for it here. Usually when you see a team do these types of things, it's because they're so dominant that they don't believe that they can get beat. This is much more of what you see in a high school game, maybe some of those mismatched college games. But in the NFL, any given Sunday is a phrase they take seriously. And guess what? That was probably going to backfire.
Short of the goal line. First and goal at the 1-yard line.
Williams looking for a signal, but none forthcoming. They stopped him shy of the goal line.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better.
He's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. A great play there. His first NFL reception goes for 6.
And the Lions are able to claw one back.
Zuerlein good with a PAT. So they do get one score back, but still a long way to go here in the third quarter. Now after the touchdown, it's Zuerlein. He'll kick it away.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. Jalen Waddle, the speedster wide receiver, brings out this offense.
For him, what an accomplishment in this game, surpassing the 2,000-yard mark. And all the time we talk about these guys out wide like him that are so athletic and can do so many things. But take us a little deeper. How has he done it this year?
Well, you helped with this because when we sat down with him before the game and discussed his season, and you said to him, okay, I have a vision that you, similar to a pitcher, change up a lot of things, right? Different arm angles, different slots that a pitcher would do. You do that with your route running and all that. And I loved his response. He said, yeah, I do that. But one of his best friends is a world-ranked tennis player. And he talked about serves and how you change up, take pace off, do different things, and he incorporated that into his route running.
And they're able to get this one across the 35.
59 yards rushing for him here as he starts to draw closer to a 1,000-yard campaign.
That run's successful in large part because they had a lot of extra help blocking up front.
Yeah, you've got guys who can do that very, very well. In addition, they can catch the football. So sometimes when they line up with 3 tight ends, it's not necessarily to run it, and that gives you an advantage when you do decide to barrel off the line of scrimmage and block people downfield.
From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. They run it again with Kamara. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. First target, first catch, and a first down.
The partner is still in the third quarter, but they've got this one well in hand and still airing it out with gusto and picking up some nice gains.
And even in lopsided games like this, you don't really see starters get lifted or the foot come off the gas before the fourth quarter. No one wants to leave any doubt when they're playing well. They just want to continue the process.
Meanwhile, Willis' throw caught by Tony.
And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8.
Second and 2 at the 40-yard line.
From the 40 now on second down. Willis. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2.
3rd and 2, Willis.
Toward the sideline, and he will have the first down as he was able to keep the feet in bounds. And they're going to hurry back to the line now.
Right back to the air with Willis.
And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. He couldn't get rid of it. He takes a sack for a loss of 6 to bring up second down. Another try after the first down sack.
Willis. That's complete to Tony. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
It's been a pretty long drive. This will be play number 9. And they need 10 yards out of it on 3rd.
To throw, here's Willis. Got an open man finding Jefferson.
And he is into the end zone, and the touchdown record is now all his.
Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, second year in the NFL. And I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that. So he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the second-year quarterback.
Lutz with the extra point, and the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25.
And Detroit getting set to go now.
Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable now. A win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
And only able to get 2 here, stopped at the 30.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Back to throw, Fields.
Being chased out left. And my goodness, another interception.
Tariq Woolen picks it.
And he will bring this back. It's a pick 6 and a Raven touchdown. Lutz to try to add the PAT. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter.
Makes the score.
So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And he'll very wisely take a knee here as they'll bring this one out to the 25 on the touchback. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field.
It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. A turnover on the last drive. They had the issue in the first half as well. And that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Escaping the pressure right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Myles Garrett, he continues to wreak havoc in the offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year. Here comes the Lions punter now. As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. A chance for Waddle on the return. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Ravens, they'll take over.
Justin Jefferson and the rest of this offense, they've got their helmets back on, and they're ready for this next series.
He's having a day here in quarter number 3. Over 100 yards, couple touchdowns. Every receiver's hope for when they head into that game in the National Football League.
And his team is loving what he's giving them. Of course, the yardage is terrific, but I think it's what you mentioned, the 2 touchdowns. That's the big one because he's paying off his results downfield.
And still more time here, third quarter. We'll see what else he has in store for us.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up second and
Willis now off of play action. That'll be caught. It's Toney.
And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. They're going to hurry back to the line now.
23 yards. First down, Ravens.
70 Rangers, 70 Rangers. 79 Broncos.
To the air on first down. Here's Willis. They're looking for Jefferson, but this is intercepted. And the Lions are going to take possession of the football. Well, with the size of lead that this offense has, I don't think that interception is really going to affect them much. But at least for this defense, something small to hang their hat on.
Yeah, and let's face it, they're not even scoreboard watching anymore, right? They're just trying their best to make a play, get themselves off the field, which they just did, and salvage a little bit of pride in this one.
On the tackle. A 6-yard pickup. Brings up second and 4.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends. Back now at Ford Field.
Second and 4.
And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Myles Garrett, his second sack of the night. The offense on third down tonight, 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 10.
Fields now to throw.
And he wisely will throw that one away.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good, but there is a flag down. He might get another shot at this.
Okay, so the personal foul penalty, and those are some important yards lost right there.
Yeah, it all comes down to discipline, doesn't it? And every team tells us that they coach it, they preach it. In this case, it slipped a little bit.
Dancing to his left. And he wisely will throw that one away.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration of body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
2nd and 10. Fields again.
They'll set up the screen. This is Williams.
And he's going to be brought down at about the 16.
That's a nice design there, but sometimes, though, you get so many blockers out ahead of you, they kind of slow you down and force you to adjust. You always appreciate guys trying to help you, but maybe one less there could have turned this into a bigger game.
And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
To the air again, Fields.
Under pressure now, and he's going to go down. Sack back around the 8.
The sack by the linebacker, Jamin Davis.
A truly all-around great effort against the pass today. First an interception, now getting to the quarterback for the first time in this contest. I think offensively, they just forgot to prepare for him or simply overlooked him in getting ready for this one. Either way, a big mistake, and he's making them pay for it.
And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain that time, and now it's 3rd and goal.
Now, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Fields hit, and the ball is loose.
And it's picked up by the Ravens. He's at the 50. The 30. 10. And this is going to be brought back for a Baltimore touchdown. And give some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice you're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, a big play resulted for.
The credit to the defense there, right, my friend?
Yeah, do I ever?
And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return.
And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line. Detroit's offense ready to take over. It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case. Now a first down throw, Fields.
It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Now it's Fields.
And now here is another interception. Buda Baker with a pick. And he will bring this back. It's a pick six and a Raven touchdown.
Well, what has been a fantastic game for this defense has been rough for this offense, and certainly a signal caller, Charles, that's thrown all these interceptions. Another one there, and this one taken all the way back for the score.
Partner hoping they're holding a nice little spot in the post-game highlights to show this rip of interceptions and great plays this group has made. They've been on it from snap one.
Lutz will look to add the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And from back there, a wise move. He'll just sit on this one, and it'll come out to the 25. And Detroit getting set to go now.
Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games, and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
Myles Garrett in there to get him yet again. That is his third sack tonight. They can't figure him out.
Well, we all know this quarterback had to spend plenty of time studying prior to the game, but he has to be tired of seeing these guys, especially him. Third time now he's brought this quarterback down. Whole defense has had a great game, but 3 sacks, not hard to find who one of the leaders of that effort was.
And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
Here's Fields.
And that is incomplete.
We've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
Goes over here on the punt.
And they will take over 1st and 10. The Ravens offense back out there.
We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I both enjoy.
We share that.
We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones. And it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we could probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you could have hoped for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put it number one for what we've seen this season.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Willis. This one brought in by Jefferson.
And he goes out right around the 39. He's been big. 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a first down here.
There's a beautiful throw there, and he's been sensational the entire game, moving it around, spreading it, hitting the right guys. And look, under normal situations, partner, I would expect him to come out of the game now. They've got it in hand. But you and I have been around this league a long time, and every time we ask head coaches about it, hey, why don't you take your quarterback out when the game's in hand? They just kind of give us that look like,
Willis throws another interception, his 3rd of the game.
Chidobe Awuzie with a pick.
And the Lions are going to take possession.
The CD. Year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training. So he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10.
Fields. And he's just throwing the ball up for grabs now. Fortunately, that one going to fall incomplete.
The Lions on 3rd down. They're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. This is 3rd and 10. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to need a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
Yeah, once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete. So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short. No good, and they will remain well behind.
And this is a commentary on today's kickers and just how good they are that a coach would think about running his guy out there to try a 59-yarder. Here it backfires on him, but as a kicker, you have to appreciate the confidence that they showed in you.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And, Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York.
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? Best teams we've seen so far this year, the best games that we've called thus far, how we anticipate the season unfolding. We can go in so many different directions because the game certainly not taking us there.
Oh, I hear the remotes clicking off right now. Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17.
Hurry!
2nd down, Willis looks to throw here. Throw left side, complete to Tony. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
A 7-yard gain on the play. And it's 3rd down.
So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since.
Buffalo 18. Panther 11. Panther 11.
3rd down, it's Willis. Out route to Jefferson, and he's got it.
And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line.
A gain of 9 on the play, but it brings up 4th down.
Dragon 60. Check smash. Check smash.
4th down, Willis.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert. The Ravens go for it, but come up empty. And the Lions will take over. So they were really trying to put the nail in the coffin there already with this lead here in the 4th, but they didn't get it.
Guaranteed, it's not going to be a fun handshake in the postgame, right? You just know that there's going to be some bad blood there. And I know if we...
There he goes, left side. Past the 20. A big play there on the catch and run. 68 yards. Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a 1st and goal situation.
To throw is Fields.
Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
On 2nd and goal.
Fields.
To the end zone, but it's incomplete. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They've got it 3rd and goal now as they try to punch in a late touchdown. Back in the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. So here's Greg Zuerlein now as he'll try for the field goal. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. Zuerlein's kick is up and through. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. In the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing here. They're just dressing up the final score.
And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. Baltimore about ready to go on offense. And they just continue to roll right along, really. This has the looks of yet another victory as they hope to polish it off here in quarter number 4.
18 Rattler. 18 Rattler. 19 Wyatt.
Now it looks like he'll throw here.
Oh, going for Jefferson downfield.
And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Willis back to the air on 2nd and 10. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield.
They've got his man complete. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
Another touchdown here in the 4th quarter. And, Charles, I think we can start to consider that this undefeated streak of theirs is going to be safe for another week.
And, partner, you don't make it this far into a season without a loss unless you're getting contributions from both sides of the ball and sometimes even your special teams. And that's been true today. Each side helping guide them to this late lead.
Lutz good on the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. Detroit's offense ready to take over. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
And this will be caught by Mooney. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. Well, that's how you convert on third down with an explosive gain of 34. So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35.
Fields throw there, complete to Mooney.
And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late, but he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. Zuerlein connects on the extra point as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. Now after the touchdown, it's Zuerlein. He'll kick it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field.
CD, I mean, they have just been scoring at will. It's been score after score after score, and a lot of times we use the term blowout for a lopsided ball game. And this has kind of gone past that. I think we're in historic territory right now.
You nailed it. Historic territory. Perfect phrase for what we are watching. If this were a movie, what kind of rating would we...
He's got a man complete. It's a big play there for Baltimore. 68 yards.
But sometimes you just got to marvel at how these guys can throw the football. He gave that everything he had, and it was right on the money.
And he made that look effortless, didn't he? I mean, he's had a great game throwing the football. This is going to add to his yardage total in a big way. It's one thing to be accurate on your short and intermediate throws, but when you're hitting the bombs like those, look out.
Cut my team! Cut my team!
Here's Willis.
To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
But their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Well, they're up comfortably here, Charles, but that lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will
give them another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues.
Well, business as usual for them. Well on their way to another victory. Riding a serious wave of momentum from what we've seen. And so far, they haven't met their match. So if you're going to play this team in the future, your mission is clear. You better be ready to play and match their firepower.
The drive summary, 4 plays, 75 yards.
And it's Kadarius Toney who caps things with a touchdown reception.
And the Lions are able to cover this one up. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Here's Fields. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
To throw again on second down. Fields flush to his right. Out to the left there and complete to Howard.
And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance. Well, by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go at each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best. And I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So for Baltimore, the streak lives as they move to 13-0 now on the year. And they'll return home.
It's Madden NFL 23. And coming up, we'll see Justin Jefferson. Always staying busy. He's your league leader in receiving yards. It's the Rams and the Steelers, and it's all up next.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the world's steel capital in the city of Bridges, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and Acrisure Stadium.
Coming up, we've got a good matchup on tap between the Los Angeles Rams and the Pittsburgh Steelers.
We welcome everybody again alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gunn, and CD, we've got an interesting test here today. One of the league's best passing games and one of the best pass defenses set to square up and see who can perform better in a high-profile matchup.
And you and I talk about all the time how fortunate we are to be in this position, to be around these types of games. And as jacked up as these fans are, how about these two teams? They've been looking forward to testing themselves against what is considered the best on the other side. This is going to be a lot of fun, a very exciting battle headed our way.
Evan McPherson has this one teed up, and with the terrible towels waving wildly, we are underway from Pittsburgh.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So out come the Steelers now for their first drive.
They are led out by a former number 2 overall pick in the draft from BYU at Zach Wilson.
They go play action with Wilson. Got an open man. It's Michael Gallup. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 19 yards right off the bat. And a quick first down.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. Play action. Now Wilson. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. The tank, DeMarcus Lawrence with a sack.
Well, on that one, they go with a play fake, CD, but I don't think anybody really was fooled. All eyes were fixated on the quarterback, and they got him to the ground.
And to run this play successfully, you've got to make sure that everyone is doing their part. You actually have to sell this play. You've got to sell the run action. Otherwise, why do you stop at the running back? You just run straight for the quarterback and put him on the ground.
Here's a pass swung out left to his running back.
And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
Well, that's an old play caller's trick right there. Right up there with run the ball inside the tackles on first down. You just watch your quarterback get sacked on the previous play. Now you let those defensive linemen penetrate again, hoping to get their hands on him one more time. But this time, he's got the perfect call dialed up, and the screen burns him for a first down.
As he's got this down inside the 40 to the 39. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Another run. Again, it's Dallas.
And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down.
The pressure from multiple guys there as they bury him for a big 9-yard loss.
On 4th down, here comes the Steeler punter Jordan Berry to kick it away. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. So now the Rams will get their first opportunity with a football. And they will be led out by their 2nd-year quarterback.
And he just continues to throw touchdown pass after touchdown pass, leading the league here down the final stretch of the year. Guys will say that the numbers and rankings, they don't matter to him very much. I don't know how much I actually believe that. Sure, he's team first, but I think everyone would like to see him finish #1, including himself.
And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down.
Brandon, guys do whatever it takes to have fresh legs late in the season nowadays, don't. Last week, week 16, NFC Player of the Week for his performance.
Probably means a little bit more to him later in the year, doesn't it, because of what you just said, the fatigue for a running back throughout the season.
Shows the offseason training and the endurance that he created in order to have that type of a game this late in the season.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
And the Rams at 14-1 now on the year. And they've certainly found their groove of late, winners of 5 in a row.
And this team is absolutely playing their best football right now. This is the best that we've seen them play in a long time, partner. The sky's the limit as far as they're concerned. Their confidence really soaring.
First down, Los Angeles there with a pickup of 14 yards.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run. And let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down. Otherwise, it's going to be a long afternoon.
Now Willis on 1st and 10. That's complete to Justin Jefferson. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line.
Well, from their point of view, this game could not be starting out much better, could it? Force a punt on defense, and now they're moving it crisply on offense.
Crisply, I like that.
Like that?
Yeah, moving it very, very well. Looks like the defense on their heels a little bit. You put a score in here, long way to go, but you're right, that's a heck of a start.
Yeah, and I think this is where the play caller is looking at his play sheet and saying, grab that dagger play, grab that play and just finish them off right now, because I think they'd love to gain that big advantage early.
Pretty much unreal, not just in terms of yardage, Charles, but also throw in the 3 touchdowns as well.
When you put the whole package together, I can make you a pretty good guarantee right now. He's going to see a few more people in the box every time he lines up.
Yeah, I don't think that the defense has any choice. They've got to stop him. Can't let a repeat performance like that.
Agreed.
Second down, another run with Taylor.
He'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3.
They'll try and run for the first with Taylor.
Oh, he's got some breathing room. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3.
63 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start.
If you make the stop there, maybe you hold them to 3 on this opening drive. They didn't get the stop.
Yeah, new set of downs now. Now you're worried about, just as you pointed out, not just giving up 3, possibly giving up 6. Let's see what they decide to do here, because they've got to change up what they have been doing. It hasn't been working.
It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal.
Jonathan Taylor, a touchdown machine. He's going to get plenty of looks down here near the goal line. So if I'm on defense, I might start getting prepared to see his number called a couple of more times.
Taylor trying to get to the goal line, but he's going to be stopped just short at the 1.
They hold him again, and now all of a sudden it's 3rd and goal at the 1. The Steeler defense proving its mettle here. And now this is 3rd and goal.
They'll look to run with Taylor.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams.
Jonathan Taylor with now 15 rushing touchdowns on the year. And the Rams are on the board first here this afternoon. Evan McPherson now for the PAT.
It's up, it's good, and the Rams take a 7-0 lead. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive.
And it was capped off by a Jonathan Taylor touchdown. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So Pittsburgh retakes the field for their 2nd offensive possession. As the season winds down and you look at them in totality, you know, the offense has struggled. The defense has been pretty good, so I would imagine the changes this offseason may be more on the offensive side of the ball.
And this is where we always hear the term complementary football, because as you noted, the defense has played well enough for them to win games, and the offense has held them back. So they've got to reward that defense by improving on offense. I don't know if you make a change, a quarterback, running back, tight end, it doesn't matter. Get better players, better system, so they can play to the standards of the defense, and the win column will result.
Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete.
They'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, forced the incompletion. That allowed him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely, frees up your guys elsewhere. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down.
Jordan Berry out to punt on 4th down.
Taking it about the 16. An excellent return that time, 26 yards. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing, and they used to turn the lights on in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the... Maybe they did some of that.
So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. On the counter, it's Taylor. And he'll get this one up to about the 39 here.
73 yards on the ground for him so far.
We are watching a runner having a really nice game. Carrying it very well. Vision is excellent, but boy, look at the help he's getting. Offensive line, I think they're pretty eager to block for him.
On 3rd down, here's Taylor.
And he's got some space here. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. That burst good for 20 and a 1st down.
Ready?
1st and 10, Taylor now.
And he is going to wind up losing yardage here, as that will take us to the end of the 1st quarter play. The Rams with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. On 2nd and 11 now.
Willis. That throw taken in by Jamison Williams.
And they're going to have themselves another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 25-yard line. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
They're looking for Jefferson, but this is intercepted.
Picked off by Nasir Adderley.
And the Steelers force the turnover, and they'll take over at the 10. So this defense coming up with a takeaway, and maybe that's something that can bring a little life to that sideline.
Well, I don't want to say that they've been sleepwalking through this 1st half, because that's simply not true, but you're right. We haven't seen a lot of fire from these guys, really, on either side of the ball. So maybe that's the catalyst that they needed to get them back into this game.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Up the middle they run. Here's Dillon. And not much here as he'll get into the 11, maybe the 12-yard line. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. Here's Wilson to throw. That one taken in by T. Higgins. He's at the 40, the 20, and into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. T. Higgins with touchdown number 8 on the year. Steelers are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. Point after, right down the middle. And we are tied at 7. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And it was T. Higgins who capped the drive with the touchdown reception. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The offense for Los Angeles returns to the field. As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover the Plague did on the last one.
The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. In motion left is Watkins. To the air on 1st down. Here's Willis. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
That's not the first time they've gone his way on this drive, and they were obviously keyed into him because they were there to help break that pass up.
On 2nd and 10, Willis. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. This offense so far on 3rd down, a perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. This is 3rd and 10. He's got this complete to Williams. And they're going to have themselves another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 44-yard line. From the gun, it's Taylor. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
When Leonard Williams was picked in the 2015 NFL Draft, I compared him to Merlin Olsen, and I got a lot of grief about it. Did you just see that play there? Did you see how he made that move and made that tackle? That was Merlin Olsen-esque.
Yeah, I just perked up when you said Merlin Olsen.
Yeah, a lot of people said, hey, that's too much, too far, and maybe it is early, but I think this guy has a chance of fulfilling that.
Now play number 7 of this drive, but it's a tough 3rd and 9. Now Willis to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
And based on my math, they've only converted 1 time thus far in this game, so you can see the frustration starting to come out a little bit. 3rd downs, they've been a problem for them all game. They've got to start becoming solutions.
Fourth down, Willis. Throws out left, it's caught by Williams. Touchdown! Jamison Williams, 43 yards. And the Rams' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. A nice throw there by the 2nd-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season, is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And we see James. He will not return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. After that last score we just saw, now 14-7, so a chance to march down the field here, try to tie this football game. Now Wilson on first down. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Pat Surtain. And the Rams are going to take possession of the football. Well, when you start thinking of guys that are in the mix for Defensive Player of the Year, I think you use him as Exhibit A. Maybe he's not the leading guy right now, but he's at least on the periphery and deserves to be in the discussion.
And because of that, he's looking at a game today where in order to make that big move and maybe become the guy, he needs multiple takeaways, multiple big plays, things that get our attention and reverberate for weeks to come.
From the 30 on second down, Willis. And he's got this to Jefferson. And they move this all the way down to the 9. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Here we go, here we go.
On the jet sweep, here comes Jefferson. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be second and goal.
Let's just make this one succinct. Nice job there. All 11 guys on defense diagnosing the jet sweep and putting it down.
Looking left side for Watkins, and he's got him. Touchdown, Rams. Quez Watkins from 10 yards out. And the Rams have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Week after week, Charles, when we see this offense operate, I don't know, they just seem to get more impressive.
They certainly do, and let's face it, it's no surprise they're the best in the NFL in scoring. This team designs things well and executes even better. And here, it only takes a few snaps before they're in the end zone. That's how they demoralize teams. That's how they put them on notice.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And we see James. He will not return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Now this offense trying to change the script here a little bit, CD. Trailing on the scoreboard, and the last time out on the very first play of the drive, they threw that interception.
And you definitely saw his coaches, teammates come over to him on the sideline, trying to help him shake it off because in this game, his team is down right now. So it's important to make sure you get some confidence back for both the quarterback and the entire offense. Otherwise, those mistakes could continue to pile up.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. They go play action now. Wilson. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Brandon Williams there on the pass rush. Give him the sack. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Throwing is Wilson. And the pressure gets to him again. They brought him in off the corner, and he gets in to drop him for a loss of 4. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's a game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
Now Jordan Berry on to kick this one away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And out will come the offense as they take over.
Here comes Jonathan Taylor and his teammates.
He's in his zone, second quarter, already closing in on a 100-yard game.
And that's the magic number for a running back. Anytime you get to that triple digits, that's all you're looking for. But he's got a chance to really exceed that in this one.
Yeah, he does. That's been the gold standard for a long time, hasn't it, that 100-yard mark?
It really has, and that never has to shift because it's in a game. It's a 1,000-yard mark. I'm wondering, since we've gone from 12 to 14 to 16 games, maybe we need to up that a little.
Again, it's Taylor. And he'll take this forward for about 5 as we have come upon the 2-minute warning. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Up the middle, here's Taylor.
And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first. Now a timeout called for by the defense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime.
Hurry, hurry!
Trying to punch it in with Taylor. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. They're able to keep the drive alive, 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one. Backed up where they were on this side of the field, that was a gutsy call.
A gutsy call that never should have happened. Not so much them going for it. That's their decision. But where's the defensive front? Where's the leverage? Where's the low man wins? Where's getting into the offensive backfield and spilling the play? How did they permit them to pick up a first down in that situation?
From the 38, Willis. He'll get this into the hands of Mostert.
So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And 3rd and 8 now.
3rd down, it's Willis.
And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down. Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
Now Willis on 4th down. Got an open man finding Jefferson. And he is going to have the Rams first down on what will be a big play there on 4th and long.
Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Watkins.
And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
And the offense moving quickly to the line.
On 2nd down and 4, Willis. And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
I certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
McPherson's kick is good.
And they will open things up a bit more. It's 24-7. So a big play before the end of the half to get them into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
So with 3 seconds remaining in the half, they will line up to kick this one away.
Short kick. One of the up middle take it down. Really good starting field position here as that's taken up close to the 40.
Okay, ready?
Final play of the half. It's Wilson. Gonna take a shot for Gallup. And incomplete on the deep ball. So we've reached halftime.
Well, we're in the latter stages of this season. Everybody's getting antsy, so antsy that we're going to skip the halftime and get ready for the 3rd quarter.
And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The Rams offense ready to begin quarter number 3. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in this second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see 1 or 2 guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be license to take some shots downfield.
They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep. Try and throw some air under it and hope you connect downfield.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Shaquille Barrett in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Running straight ahead, Taylor. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. It'll be a pickup of 16, but they'll remain short of the marker, and it's 4th down. They had quite a hole to dig out of there on 3rd and long. Not able to get the first, but a pretty good-sized run.
A really good run, but how much confidence do you have in your next play call that you can sell to the head coach? Let's go get it on 4th down. Do you really have a play you believe in, or are you just hopeful? And you've got to sell it to the big man before it gets called.
1st and 10, Willis. That pass caught. It's Williams.
And they'll get this to the 30-yard line before crossing over out of bounds. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run.
Already over 1,000 yards receiving this season. That catch is just going to add to his total. Certainly not resting on his laurels. He's trying to continue to gain as many yards as possible and continue this big season.
Willis's throw taken in by Watkins here.
And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a 3rd here, and it's good for a first. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Nasir Adderley.
And the Steelers are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the 3rd quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in. Coming out to start this 3rd quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone.
They're looking for Higgins, but it is intercepted.
Picked up by Denzel Ward, and he will bring it back. It's an interception return for a Rams touchdown.
And Charles, for this offense, those interception woes they kind of had in the first half have now followed them into the second half, and for this defense, they take advantage, turn that into a pick.
Defense is in a spot now where they're thinking about ways to close this game out. And as confidently as they've been playing, I expect them to do exactly that.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And the lead is now 24. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. So with the Steeler offense on their way out, let's take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC.
Well, including this week, 3 weeks remain in the regular season, Charles, and it is going to be interesting to see how this playoff picture sorts itself out before we head into the postseason.
Competitive, entertaining postseason, that's what we're always striving for. I think we get it during the regular season, too, because you never know how things are going to go during the final weeks of the season. Every team pulling out all the stops to get a better seed or just to get one of those 7 seats at the table.
Running up the middle, here's Dillon. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line.
Ready.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Here we go.
So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Now it's Wilson. They'll set up the screen to Dallas. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
And that doesn't have to gain big yardage to be an impactful play, because if you get those pass rushers second-guessing themselves that they might get hit with a screen, maybe you can wind up slowing them down just a step. And if you do that, that's a win.
And intercepted. Wilson's 3rd of the game. Picked off by Pat Surtain. And the Rams will take over possession here up at the 44. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores. But, yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And, look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second-half blowout material. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Let's go now. Pass the 60. Pass the 60.
They go to the ground again with Taylor. And he picks up about 6 as he gets this down to the 41.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Now a give to Taylor. And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here. 156 yards rushing for him now in this one as he is closing in on 1,800 yards for the year.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
19, driving, drop 50, drop 60. Cut 19.
1st and 10, it's Willis. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10.
Hot 70.
On the handoff, this is Taylor. A solid stiff arm. And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17. 1st down, Los Angeles there with a pickup of 14 yards. They'll run the toss here with Taylor. And the stiff arm made it a pretty little run. Not a huge gain, but a nice chunk of yardage. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Willis now off of play action. Out to his left. And he fires one incomplete.
Well, no surprise there. He was looking for one of his favorite targets again as soon as he left the pocket. But the coverage was good downfield. They got right to the receiver and helped prevent that completion.
Now a handoff. Taylor with it. And he won't get close. Only a yard. 4th and 3.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
They turn to Taylor on 4th. And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Jonathan Taylor with his 19th touchdown, his 2nd of the game. And the Rams have opened the lead up to 30.
Extra point by McPherson, up and good.
And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away.
And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
The Steeler offense set to regain possession. We haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right. It has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
So the completion good for 7 there. And all of a sudden here, it's third down.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
On third down, Wilson.
Willis throws another interception, his third of the game. Picked off by Pat Surtain.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
Wow, so wipe out the INT, roughing the passer. What a disaster.
An absolute disaster, and you hope their lockers are not right next to each other for the postgame. Safe to say one is...
Rush coming, and he's taken down.
Isaiah Simmons getting by the offensive line and dropping the quarterback.
Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack. Now Wilson.
And that's going to be caught. T. Higgins. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play. Back now in Pittsburgh.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
And this is a blowout so far as we get set. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked. And he coughs up the football near his own goal line. And I think they are going to get this one back. Boy, that would have been something. Double turnovers. But instead, they'll keep the possession on the INT. And I don't know that that fumble is going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the 4th. It doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline still scratching his head.
Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about we're going to address this come practice next week because maybe that's the reason we're down this far. Doesn't matter. Being sloppy. Not going to help them improve.
Suddenly it's 1st and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here.
They'll run here with Taylor.
Oh, he tried to pitch it, and the ball's loose.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
Let's go.
On 2nd down, it's Taylor.
And he's going to take this one in for a Rams touchdown.
Jonathan Taylor
with touchdown number 20 on the year.
And the Rams add 6 more to their point total. And they're on cruise control right now here in the 4th. When coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
And we see James. He will not return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. And now out come the Steelers. Facing a big fourth-quarter deficit here. Things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season. But in this one, well, their defense has really struggled. Throwing now, Wilson on first down.
A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Partner, we read a great article this week arguing for him to be Defensive Player of the Year. Normally, sacks are the big thing that people point to, but what he's done in the secondary has been something special.
It has been, because it's been an all-around game for him.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
Picked off by Trayvon Diggs. And the Rams are going to take possession of the football. But with this advantage, this defense knew that passes were coming, and they stayed in position, Charles, and picked one off here in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, what a way to cap things off, huh? Because I think this is part of the game within the game. They see the scoreboard, they see what they can accomplish, and they went for it.
Back to throw, Willis.
He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Partner, in the sportsmanship handbook, there's something to be said for calling the dogs off in a blowout. But these defenders, they also know this is the NFL, and it's their job to stop them, whether they're in the game or they're down by a handful of touchdowns.
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
This defense not budging. Back-to-back carries of just 2 yards. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it, get the first down, close it out.
And he is going to have the Rams first down, as this defense cannot come up with a play that they need. In fact, they surrender a big chunk, 17 yards there on 4th down. Now Willis on 1st and 10. And they'll get this on the screen to Mostert.
And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a 2nd and just a few inches left.
They give to Taylor out of the gun.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams.
Jonathan Taylor.
A 9-yard touchdown run.
And the Rams are pouring it on. So the rushing touchdowns continue to stack up, CD. That now 15 for him on the year.
And give him a ton of credit for staying healthy, being a smart runner, and is showing just how important he's been to his team. He's got to be their MVP at this point in the season. And those votes may have been turned into league MVP votes when it's all said and done.
Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss.
And we see James. He will not return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. T. Higgins out on offense for the rest of his teammates for this next drive.
And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this, but it's usually not by himself, is it?
Right.
Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down.
Von Miller in there with pressure yet again. That is the 7th time that they have dropped him here this afternoon.
And the Steelers on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This will be 3rd and 19. Here's Wilson to throw. James has got it complete. And shutting him off, now open field. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. 3rd and 19, no problem, as they're able to convert. They'll throw on first down with Wilson. Short little throw to Ebron.
Yeah, that one was covered pretty well because they were trying to leak the tight end out into the flat. I think they were hoping he could catch and turn upfield and pick up the first down.
Looking to throw again on second down. Wilson. This pass complete to Higgins. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. So from Rams territory now, it's 1st and 10, down at the 33. Wilson will throw again. Throw left side complete. That's James.
And he's going to get this down near the 25.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helped have a guy who could turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
To throw again on second down. Wilson. Now they set up the screen. That's complete.
And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line.
Now Wilson on first down.
A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete. Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
There's Wilson. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
That incompletion brings us one step closer to the end of this one. Maybe mercifully, partner. And let's face it, though, no surprise, they're still flinging it around. They have pride, too.
On second down, a run with Dallas.
And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. Defensively, I think they can smell a stop ball right around the 5 here, brings up third.
And I think what they've done is they put doubt in the minds of the offensive guys. What do we do? Because now you don't have a go-to play. Either side they pick, throwing it, running it, it won't be easy.
Meanwhile, on third down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
This has obviously been a bad loss, but one of the few things they can still do is try and throw the ball all the way to the end zone and get some points on the board so they're not shut out over the final 2 quarters of this game.
And his kick here is good. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit.
Well, no field goal attempts for him until the final quarter, but no hesitation on his end. He comes right out and nails his first field goal try.
And give him a lot of credit, too, because he stood there the entire ball game, but has managed to stay with it both mentally and physically. When they called on him, he was ready, and he knocked it through the posts.
Well, a dangerous return man showing it here. Still going past the 30. And it'll be an excellent return as he's all the way down inside the 25-yard line.
I know the special teams coach will not permit himself a smile here, but inside he's glowing. This is what he practices for. This is what he schemes. This is what he watches tape to put himself and his team in a position to score points. An absolute dream return.
And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line.
233 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ball game. Historically, this is such a tough, loud venue, but you can hear a pin drop right now. A lot of fans long gone, not used to seeing a lopsided score.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
CD, it'll go into the books as just one win, but this is a really impressive win. They've done it on defense, and here they continue to do it on offense. Another score in the 4th quarter to widen that advantage.
I like where you were going with that one. Would you say, partner, it was really 3 victories today? Landslide on the scoreboard, emphatic victory on either side of the ball. They really got it done.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And we see James, he will not return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory. but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one.
Now the pass finding its way into the hands of Eric Ebron. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
2nd and 10 now. Wilson. Flush. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Isaiah Simmons
picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. Here's Jordan Berry now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Rams offense now making their way out to take over.
They've got to be feeling very comfortable and confident here with this lead in the football here in the 4th quarter, Charles. And I don't think that they need to score again, but it seems like this offense is just getting better as the game goes on. They've scored on their last 2 drives.
Certainly feels like a chance for them to continue to have some fun out there, doesn't it? Game's already decided, as you noted. So they can continue to play loose, break out some other concepts, maybe run a few trick plays, get other people involved. Heck, even go deep on one of these first snaps just because they can.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10.
On the counter, it's Taylor.
And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. The Rams going to be forced to use their 3rd and final timeout. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside.
3rd down, it's Willis. Got an open man finding Jefferson.
And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. And he's over 100 yards now after that last catch. Already, of course, leading the NFL in receiving yardage.
So he's done nothing at all to hurt his cause to stay in that spot. But I've been so impressed with how he's gotten it done. Body control, route running. How about the way he competes for the football at the end of the play?
Ready up. 18 Cardinal, 79 Broncos.
That one looks like he'll throw here.
Oh, going for Jefferson downfield.
And it's incomplete. They're still throwing to the very end, but now this game is over.
Well, fans usually love to see scoring, and there was no shortage of it today. What a dominant showing from an offense that was truly playing at an elite level in this contest.
Partner, this game was over a long time ago, and you noticed they did not want to slow down anything. Absolutely a dream scenario for everyone on that offense, and they took advantage of every second. Guaranteed popcorn for everyone in their film session.